Oh, all right. Hello, YouTube. Back at it again with a bit of Final Fantasy. Now, obviously, it's been a hot minute since I have played Final Fantasy. I didn't play it at all last week because once we got to Shadowbringers, I was like, I want to take a week off because I was just banging it out constantly trying to get to Shadowbringers at that point. So, yeah. Um, I just wanted to take a little break from that, but we are back. We are playing some Shadowbringers today. We are hopefully going to get where we need. Well, we're gonna hopefully just get some story done. Hopefully, and yeah, let's play some Shadowbringers. I want to see where this goes. Okay, let's see. Now, a full and frank discussion in the privacy of study would seem to be in order. But I think our conversation would be more meaningful were you to first to gain a firmer grasp on the situation here. To that end, I would like you to visit a few of the Crystarium's civic leaders, a glean something of this world and its predicaments. As you can see, this path will take you directly to the Ephemerite, a convenience with which I am sure you are only too familiar. Being the rightful objective of my summoning spell, you should in theory be able to reach all the way back along your etheric trail and find a connection in the source, believe it or not. I strongly suggest you complete this attunement before venturing any further. After you have done so, walk up the steps next to the Ephemerite and head out to the left to arrive in the Christian mean. This is where you'll find our collective of crafters and gatherers, as well as their spokeswoman, Catzlius, one of the people I should like you to meet. Another is Morin. To reach him and his cabinet of curiosity, you'll want to avoid the aforementioned steps. Take the exit on the left and simply continue straight along the down until you come to the large doors at the end. There's flies in my room. What the hell? The third and final person I should like you to meet is Bragi. Our man is in charge of trade and distribution. He is to be found in the market, which you can access from the opposite side of the Ephemerite Plaza. In seeking out each of my colleagues, you will visit the major districts of the city and hopefully gain a feel for the place. I trust my directions were simple enough. Yeah, it was good. Ha! Very good. I concede the layout of the Crystarium owes more to historic necessity than planning, but I'm sure you'll learn its twists and turns before long. In all honesty, the true challenge may be in finding the right way to approach its citizens. As you discovered during your encounter with the captain, the people of this world are unaware of the existence of other stars, and will struggle to accept the truth of your origin. That being the case, when they ask whence you hail, as they inevitably will, I suggest you claim to share a homeland with the Crystal Exarch. There is an unspoken rule here about peering in too deeply into that particular mystery. When you've finished making the grounds, pray meet me in the large courtyard at the center of town. Until then, I need to get faster at reading. To be honest, this week I just want to play games. Alright, let's play some game. Actually looks really nice here in this bit of the game. Oh, purple trees. It feels especially nice to actually be able to get to this point now. Where I'm in Shadowbringers, I'm like one step away from being able to go into Endwalkers right away. Feels good. And just even do endgame content. Right, so let's get this stuff done. We're going over to that shard real quick. No reason not to attune to the shards as I find them. No reason whatsoever. Soundtrack's also kind of nice too. I think I took the long way. Oh, damn it. Oh, well, it's not the end of the world. Must be on the upper floor then. I could have tuned from that far. Damn. Excuse me, sir. Are you recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and well, But what I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll, even a scrap of scribble or parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as a profession. Librarian Morin at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for creating all manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to records knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any titles in particular? Mayhap a spot of academics? Oh, so you've an interest in modern history. Splendid. A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. I'll probably stream for about an hour or two, just playing the story. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable. Ahem. On with the lesson then. "100 years ago, or near enough, not two matter villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadow Keeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world, as it from unseen cracks it poured and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland." Damn. Yet just when it seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us. The Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us the approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Norvredent, and Norvredent alone spared the fate of the world. That was Minfilia. Damn, it's been 100 years for her? Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspects to bed evil, the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnation, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Norv. Even now, they circle the remaining bastions of civilization, even on the hunt for us, even hungering for us. and thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear their tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Your exchange with Moron has taught you about the flood of light. So Minfilla's the reason this star still survives, and it also explains why we saw the Warrior of Darkness. Interesting. I'm going to jump down. Let's close that. Close that. Because I don't want to be getting those Facebook beeps every 2 minutes. Let's go this way this time. This place is rather big. I wish I could ride my chocobo. Well, anything really. Oh, I need to go down. So I'm assuming this won't be as informationful because it's just a store area. New to the city, friend? The spinning head and wide eyes gives you away. Welcome, my name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the direct another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a wide range of equipment, so we should have something in your size. Forgive my asking, but you are a dwarf, yes? We don't get many of your lot coming down from the mountains these days. I'm sorry, did you say dwarf? I mean, dwarfs are Lullafels pretty much, but I'm gonna say this. Must be a dialect I'm not familiar with. Let's see if we can straighten this out then. See those in front of us? The shorter one is a hume, and the taller one is an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a galgant, whilst the one with the horns is a dran. And then you have the large scaly chaps with the long tails and knack for raising livestock. Those would be the Zun. Which is apparently not what you call them. Do the dwarves have different names for all the people of the world? Or did you pick up the common tongue? Oh, I clicked by accident. Ah, the same as the exarchs. Well, so it should be it. I missed it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning from, they flurried over the simplest things. But not to worry, should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. I need to check my phone. Something's happened. Okay. Yay! Information, cool. Let's go up. Well. FC, comrade. Alright, let's go do our thing, because he's teleporting off. It's always good to see an FC member. Especially seeing as I don't play the game as much as others do. Like, I don't always have the time. Plus, I like to play other things as well. Like, for instance, the other day we played Sonic Omens, and I really enjoyed it. Sadly, the game streams like crap, but it's a great game. Honestly, loved it. We'll go attune to that before we go talk, before I forget. There we go, attune to that. Okay, what have you got to say? Oh, it's one of those flying balls in the background. Rare to see a place so well stocked with goods, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a darn safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized too. Thanks to us in the mean, we work together to procure materials and resources and craft the goods which make the city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll be handed to you upon plate like those El Morian layer belts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for a living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor. You don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I quite pin down your profession. Well, I need to get quicker on reading. Oh, one of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It's really quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperately for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades, now yet the eldest among us swear the Exarchs look exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecies, he has never yet let us down. So if he and you wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folks here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talents you might be hiding. If you've aught to contribute on that front, be sure to come back, and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catalyst, and I'll find you a niche here in the Crystalline. Me and you can help us keep the cogs on the city greased and turning. The exchange Catalyst has taught you about life in the Crystarium. Okay. Now that we've done that, is there... I can go attune to that real quick, I guess. It's up there. Like, just attuning to things right now is smart. There it is. attune to everything we need to, and we'll be happy. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of the world and its people? Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but it was necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the crystal tower's origins, you may have noted the details were sparse. The structure is in fact the self-same one you know from the source transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt to breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrivals served to set the wheels of fate in motion. We need to start drinking water. And then we go through that again. Give him that. Like, extra XP right now is just good. I'm not here for the fat cat. I'm here for this. You've done as I requested, and learned something of the world in which you find yourself now. It's time I fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters. However, I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guards know to admit you in. Just like that. Well, yes, of course, it can be opened and closed just like any others. Does that seem strange to you? I know not how the tower functions in your time, but I assure you there is no danger of us being locked inside. Greetings, sir. The Exarch awaits you within. Hopefully this is a talking cutscene now.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study.
Thank you.
Speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be...
Explains why Minfilla has been here for so long.
Yeah, just nothing at the moment. You see, it's just installing that.
Companions, however, Yustola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well.
So you fucked up and stole my mates.
As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are in truth merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
So what you're telling me is you stole my friends and you can't even put them back? Huh? No, if I don't... Well, have you been doing all this? Fuck. Then find a way to send them back. Send them back, fam! What you doing?
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least.
In the beginning. In the beginning.
As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success.
Okay.
We all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift.
Fam, what you doing? Send my mates back.
In that chaotic no man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. His collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
So I'm gonna die, you're saying?
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version
Same
of events.
for yellow blue.
And so,
What about
before
Ace?
all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and
So,
you need not make any decisions.
are they like
regarding
immortal in this time as well?
where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home.
Fam, you best find a way. Take the piss.
What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
Let's keep that promise. I swear.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With
Oh,
that
well,
settled,
if you don't keep
we
your
shall have
promise.
to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Man steals my friends and can't even put them back. This dickhead. The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have never been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants. Which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the market, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their ways. Wares, come along. I'm going to attune to the Sephiroth first. Damn, I can attune this far off. That's mad. I honestly don't know how I can attune that far off. That's actually crazy.
Final boss.
Oh, great, you're hearing him in the background now. James, can you not do your screeching, please?
The commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here.
I mean, I can just go back to my own world, but sure.
Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough.
Really? Bit weird how Gil is fine in this
Each
world.
nation once minted its own coins, but was all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal.
Okay.
As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice.
Makes sense.
From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
Sick. Sick. Alright, you think I know it's in it?
Is that an iPhone? Is that an iPhone? No, that looks like an iPhone.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your home world.
Okay. Why is there iPhones in Final Fantasy, dude? What the hell?
Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
I like this.
My dear Feo Ul.
Sheesh.
Pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task.
I want to become a pixie. I like
Fine
that.
gentleman is a friend from a distant realm. And
They'll
we
never
have
let me
need
be a
of
pixie.
means to ferry things back and forth from his home.
I like
Would you
small
be able
characters.
to
I don't know why.
assist us in this
I just really like small characters.
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift. How wonderfully exciting. What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did. The heart of a pixie you do.
Is it a boy or a girl?
After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the
I am very confused right now. Is this...
Answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
Are you a male or a female? I'm really confused right now.
Just as I thought. Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling. our bond
Beautiful
will
branch,
flow on
adorable
from
sapling.
one to the other.
Okay.
Raise your hand.
I have raised my hand.
No.
Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling.
I think this is a woman.
Then,
I can't tell though.
request, tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
It sounds proper Irish as well.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Oh great, he's going nuts. Cryo Tatter, he's going to Tatter.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium.
Okay.
Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
I met an Irish pixie. As a result of your pact with all, you now have access to delivery moogles, market boards, and summoning bells while in the first.
Yeah. Yeah. Just in here, but
Oh, so I need to go over here?
yeah. Disconnected to opponents. Apparently I'm playing you. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Didn't want to do that. Right, so that was the Cabinet of Curiosity, Pendants Rules. Oh, what? The
I mean, I've
pendants.
did most of the things. I've literally just got Halo Circle down the GTA.
Right, let's go.
Halo 4 Halo 4 multiplayer. Halo 3.
So we want to go talk to Ia. Oh, there you are. I was finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your
So what do you
lodgings.
do?
Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene
No,
in
you said later.
ocular announcement. I believe that covers all the particular practical concerns.
Oh, I see, I see.
Thank you for your answering my call night. We are dined the comforting blankets of night. But may peaceful dreams attend your nothingness, nonetheless. So they're denied the night. A pleasure to meet you, sir, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready if you would care to retire. Yeah, I'll retire. Go have a look in the room, right? This is huge! Why such a big room? Got a glamour chest, got a table with food, kitchen. Nice view. Jesus, that's actually a really nice view. Look at that. Obviously, we're going to be sad, though. You. Well, hello there.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source. What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yep. I can hear you.
Oh, gods, how long has it been?
I don't know. You'll have to give me a minute.
I called myself in your world. The warrior of darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians,
Mm-hmm.
let them guide us to the source, and tried to hasten their god's damned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours.
So now we're getting a bit of story from it.
I
Okay.
remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness.
So Minfilla... Wait, so Minfilla faded away? What?
Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
100 years?
Years. 100 long years.
He's a ghost.
My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear.
He's just a spirit.
I am
at
a
this point.
shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, Captain?
Warrior of Light, I guess. Technically, not my body. I don't know. Interesting question, honestly. Yeah, I hate my hair.
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who tried to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's-forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end.
Oh, so you want to kill yourself? Cool.
Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
RD boy, best boy. Really? Wouldn't say that. He did try to destroy our world, if you don't remember. I mean, and if he wants to kill himself, I mean, I'm not going to say no after that fact. Right, let's turn up this volume a bit, because apparently it's too low. Right, let's go to system config, volume. Put it up to like 18 for you. Have it pick up like that much, should be enough. How's that? Is that better? Or is that too loud? Honestly, I think that's too loud. 14. I think that should be better. I know nothing, Rob. Well, that's because I haven't played everything, dude. My opinions are still he tried to kill our world. Like, man tried to kill my entire world. Would I be happy with him? No. No, he was an asshole. Nice. I just... You know when you look at your phone and you see you sold something, it's pretty good, man. Right, what you got for me?
Ah, how did you find your new quarters?
Big.
I trust you were able to rest.
Way too big. Well enough, thank you. I had a... You know what? I'm gonna go with that.
I was not
In a
aware
way,
you were
that's true.
haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know.
Oh, shut up.
Let us
I'm
return
not
to
a
the
bad
subject
guy
of
because I'm a
Scion
Lullifell.
whereabouts.
Like, no. Not all Lullifells are bad. Look at Tateru.
This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light.
By Minfilia and the Warriors of Darkness. Yep.
The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland.
So there's only a few areas that actually survived.
To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger.
Okay, so I guess we're going there first.
To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest.
Maybe there then? I don't know where we're going to start off.
Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty.
That's not good.
As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement.
Okay.
Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armorang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin-Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard,
Oh,
both
Robtaro.
to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
So where to first?
Will it be Calicia or Armorang? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. But you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin-Eaters.
Okay.
Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
What's in? Oh, Robtaro. Tateru, I got some stories for you, but spoilers. I don't know where I want to go, to be honest. Alright, let's, let's Scion traveling gear. Let's open these. Ooh. Nice, nice. Not bad, not bad. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it looks pretty snazzy if I will say so. It seems this armor is way better though. dagger's better than my normal dagger. Oh ho ho, Jotaro. I should do this. And we shall sort. Alright. So... do I want to find my boy? Or do I want to find the girl? You know what? He's on a far distant island. We're going to the island. You will visit Alphanode and Conisade. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction present to the Sism de Genmai, the master of the beast, and Temeno's rockery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphanode, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. No, I'm curious to see how old Alphanodes become. I really am. Oh, I can also... oh, I can just accept both of them. I was ready to depart for Arundinian. Alize will be overjoyed to see you and safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassidy, the master of the merchant's caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert, as well as he does. Find him in the Emerald launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Just grab them both now. We're going for this one, though. We are going to do... no. We've got... what? This is first. Let's go do it. Boop. You face it. Your face is unknown to me. What business do you have at my rookery? Signed by Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to Kozart. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. An Amaro, you say? Not a Chocobo, then? A Chocobo? Do you hail from one of Norvrant's more isolated settlements? Perchance I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like that grey fellow over there are far more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly accustomed to riding Amaro, I think it is best I accompany you on this furlight myself. Any son worthy of their name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me, ensuring you arrive safely in my responsibility. Gathering your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior's tamers will attend to you while I ready them out. Okay. You need to meet the Lord of Elmore. He looks like you. I swear if you've got some fat man looking ass. So, you need to go here. What was I just given? Oh, he's a sightseeing thing. Okay.
They're saying waits to so that I can come back home.
Aspiring Amore tamer. You want to fly an Amoro to Colusia? Well, I suppose if Mr. Digerny is going with you. Wait here, please. The master should be along with the mounts shortly. You can now travel to Calista, speak with the aspiring Amore tamer to fly to the island. No, he is handsome. Just too negative on yourself.
The
Need
whistling
some.
breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen.
It's the Word of
Time
Darkness
itself
voice.
Takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
It's kind of like the Mincer,
Well, that's the
or reminds me of it at least. We are arrived to this is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Colusia. You should be safe here. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater's attack are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. James has left the room actually, so I can't. Spy your city at distance. The Amoria is the island main settlement. For years, the Ulmoran elite have facet themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of our settlements their protection if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystalium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with the Elmore is restrained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other. Now the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Okay, what's the secret? If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to the Fisherman's Shack. A friend of the Crystalium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. Ivor gives an eye on everything this happens in Colusia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of flame that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amora until you are ready to return. Cool. So there are actual goblins here. I'm going the wrong way, I think. They're like gnomes. Are they underpants gnomes by any chance? They steal underwear and profit. Let's go. What? You want to go? Fucking die. What you after? Fish, crab? Think I've got a nail in a barrel somewhere? If you've a taste for 'em. Oh, I do love a bit of fame. Chuck some in the pan, and it's like the bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphinaud, eh? Hey, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Almost richer than all of Norverdante put together, but it's a difficult story for them. As live outside of the city, most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a massive message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Steel Tide. That's the fishing village, just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the local call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphinaud joins you. My little Wolfie. Okay. This is your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink. If you mean to loiter, what do you be having? Mead, water. We'll get ourselves an ale. A fine choice. Wait, a fine choice. And what will you be paying with? Well, now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt that they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them. What then we have what to do you say? To a bit of experimentation work. I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo, next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Sounds fair. I've been asked to ask you, do you like how the Lord of Elmore looks, or Olmore? E-U-L-M-O-R-E.
Yeah, Yulmore. He looks like you.
So Ziad isn't the only one who said this.
Yeah, he looks like you. Like, it's a split image.
I don't know whether to be offended knowing you.
It's just like him. Well, until he transforms, then it's a bit off.
If I look at this, and he's Oh, I'm gonna punch you if he is. Oh, I swear to God.
You can always just look him up.
No, it's not. I don't want to look him up. When you're told you look like a character and it's just like, oh, for God's sake, please don't be ugly. Please don't be ugly. If I do, I have to punch you, someone.
I was taking me out online.
Yeah, let's interact. You know, with so much light, you would think these... Actually, no, plants would thrive a lot. They would be getting too much food, though, and they'll dry out quick. I don't know. I feel like plants shouldn't be able to survive with just constant light. They need a rest from the sunlight at some point. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. They use sunlight to eat, though. So now I go slap this old man who should have been doing his job? A barred door. Okay, let's knock louder. Wake up, you crackpot!
Let's make this loud.
Wake up, you crackpot! You hear faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day. Oh, really? So we're gonna break in and save the old man? He's supposed to be doing his job. No, no one in home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have been taken residence in their absence. So there was supposed to be someone there, but they've obviously disappeared. Anything nearby? North, so that's the other way. We're not going that way now.
I can only play 3 things. Because I haven't listened to the rest.
Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the
I can
hopefuls.
install them. But I
In Gate Town, outside the Almore. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer.
Sure, we can just play some.
Well, never mind at all. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in and out another drink on the house. This is interesting.
SWAT or something. I'm not very good at hitting it.
And this is...
And how is business today, Mistress?
Alphinaud!
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Show me what the older boy looks like. He looks exactly the same. No changes. Not older whatsoever. Not taller. Exactly the same.
The barley seeds you wanted.
Hasn't he been here for like three winters? So 3 years.
What, just like that? Oh, wow.
He's been here for
Really long, dear.
3 years and he hasn't aged. Oh my god. This boy is older.
I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
I was hoping to see an older alpha node there. I'm actually mad.
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma.
Been a long time.
Towards you. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
But you're still the same age. Ugh. I was worried about you. We thought we'd lost you. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the same.
Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Press start. Customize.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change.
Mm-hmm.
But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose.
Ready?
Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped.
I remember.
But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means.
It's a disgusting way to win.
And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion.
So there's no abilities then?
I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
No, that's fair enough.
But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity.
Oh god.
I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered.
You can change
Okay.
your sensitivity. Oh, I was letting you change your
That is what
settings.
brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
I mean, my controls are left stick to
And so we take to the road once more.
Alright then. Alpha Node, who looks the same as Alpha Node looked before. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival right, just right, you may be lucky enough to see while I have yet to set foot in Ilmore.
But because it's like a burst,
Despite my best efforts to do so. Come from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge.
fire and
Right, I need
that's what I'm
I feel like I need a bit of caffeine, so Coke Zero. Can of that. Let's open one up. Nice, nice. Let's go.
There's no grenades.
Hey, we're on Titans. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, when you die, you press X.
Coliaza seems peaceful, does it not?
It's still chill.
Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. Sigh, to think that whenever a calamity struck, the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, no, get away from me! Screaming woman. Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble!
Yeah, it's so good, but it's just not as active on long ranges. That's why. But on this map, it's really good. I just put it on this map because it's the one that TJ wanted me to play on earlier. You know, I'll pick up your deal.
Oh, thank the fates! Yeah, look out!
Oh, flight's not bad. I went on it once to watch the one on the spread.
Hey, Rockford, how are you, man? Are you good, mate? My poor heart. Thank you, young sir.
Although, yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure.
Ah,
you can
there
only see
you
my
are
head
in
stuff
my
like that.
haste. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Are you all right, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to rescue me.
This is the game that TJ likes.
Oh, well, I just skipped that. I'm doing alright, man. Doing alright. I got the week off, so I'm able to stream as much as I want.
8 kills in
I should
straight.
probably be leaving my old
I got-
house behind.
Yeah, I know. And then after we got those 8 kills, I started.
Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even in a shack near the gate, has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin-Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to hear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs.
Yeah, but it's really useful.
I'm pretty good, Rockford. I've got the week off. I'm able to play as much games as I want, relax a bit. Been working quite hard, so it's nice to actually get a bit of a break. Tis as the lady says, mainly in these parts. Should the Sin-Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off.
There's no perks in SWAT, I don't think.
Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters?
Oh, I don't know why that.
A brief history then. 'Twas not long after the flood swallowed the better part of the world that the Sin Eaters first appeared, some bestious. Yet, regardless of their form, all see
one
are
thing that
capable of
annoys me about
speech, and
this, to be
all are
honest, when you go to
driven
aim
by the
it,
same
like, it's
insatiable
kind of
appetite
just like
for
that,
mortal
like, it's a
aether.
bit-
They are predators, and we are their
It
prey.
feels like it should be there straight away.
Coalicia suffers from far fewer attacks than most regions, but even so, the list of the Sin Eaters' victims grows larger.
There's an S was 60 games, I couldn't see why. I have no clue why.
Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least now. Shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks, and follow the path at least west.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing. I can hear your headed out, my headed out, but it was hard to do. Like, you know, you walked up behind me, but I just jumped. I hardly know. I don't know how this game works. Well, you'd probably prefer it if you weren't playing SWAT, to be honest. I mean, why don't you try using the gun that I use? When you die.
Alright, we're serving, we're looking around.
Yeah. Just change it to the one underneath. Same one. Yeah. One of them's a DMR, the other one's a BR.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms.
That's what it is for me.
And Yulmore itself lies beyond.
No, I don't have presets for this.
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town. The dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I knew you were there as well. Oh, bloody.
I thought I recognised you.
Yeah,
Brought a
but
new
this one's
friend,
a lot
eh?
better. My favorite gun.
I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe
Yeah,
even
this
three.
gun wasn't in
This
it.
guy sounds like a sleaze bag.
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
I think the jump is what helps me. I can stay in the air for longer. It's like,
What other Devil May Cry
like,
games have you played?
it feels
I
weird.
played them all. I've played every Devil May Cry game.
Like, in what game do you?
I really like Devil May Cry. It's a really fun game series. I even played the crappy remaster one. Okay, we've got some circus music.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners,
good.
one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards.
Oh, I'm British. I sound like I'm from the Lady of Distinction. So she wants some
I mean,
good fish.
PK Master Culinarian who can
I don't really know what the
guarantee
maps are,
seafood
though.
perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious
Oh, I can cook. I can do some good foods.
yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu.
Then what I'm hearing is if you've got some fish cooking skills, it's pretty good.
Name yourself or another, we may not at all.
But now you're mine.
How about that, girl?
I took the grab lift.
You cook me some fish.
Yulmore was a center of power and authority. Well, that is not the only reason for its fame.
I'm standing still.
Okay.
It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures.
Silence. Oh, I see.
The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The
Yeah,
only way the
I was
common
saying to
folk
TJ,
get
it
into this
feels like there should be
perverted
sliding in
paradise
this
is
game.
if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
Yep, let's use us to make ourselves fatter. Sounds pretty good. Oh no, that's why.
Do you aim in?
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back.
If you press right stick, it should aim in.
Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open
That's what
arms.
I do. Even though I'm up close, I don't know
Join
why.
us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
Come join us and cook us food, and you'll have a lifelong of dreams.
It just is. Oh, fuck.
Everybody's happy for her.
Oh, just look at those
Suicide.
expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for?
Yeah, I know. I was playing that
What have
earlier
we
and I text
An
TJ
extra
so
share
bad.
of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
Oh yes, some Mio. That must be some kind of food or something. I don't know.
For you.
What kills to boy?
With more Utopia support, Yuma can be much better than before.
Many
True.
kinds of food
Still don't hate
which
it.
Gilmore routinely doles out to the people of Gate Town, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just
Hello?
seems... Well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Oh, you, mate! I see you! You want to come live in the Elmore too? You could be a fancy chef or a cook or, I don't know, even a doctor! Seeing as you're the greatest healer in all dimensions! Ugh. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of the residents must have won via the contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since the Elmore's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggles against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now. I worry that mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. You still here, are ya? Can't blame ya for wanting a slice of Elmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gate Town's not much to look at, but at least it's safe. And the mall is the best thing I've ever tasted. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks mole you realize float in the otherwise plain broth. Interesting. What is mole made out of, I wonder? Because surely they can't be growing any amazing foods in there. What's that? Just look at it. Can you imagine more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that awaits me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts and more, and believe Elmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. You disapprove of these people's way of life. You disapprove of Elmore. I would say it's Elmore. 'Tis difficult to make a final judgment without first seeing the city's inner workings. Mayhap it is that uncertainty which always makes me feel so ill at ease here. Not that it matters, however. Unjust this system seems to me. It seems these people claim to be content with their lot. It is hardly my place to criticize them. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Elmore's largeness are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Elmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Colis's people. I am not so naive as to think there is some miraculous solution to all of this. Yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even at the chosen few rejoice, and being plucked from poverty by the hands of capricious nobles. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Elmore's gates. 'Tis fortunate that you arrived when you did, Knight. I have been working on a scheme to institute myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, I should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea's surroundings, the island Ondo. They are called through you and I know them as Scion. For the most part, they keep themselves in the ocean's grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as Tataru took us great pains to impulse upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors and bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of the land grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor. Would you not agree? Surely even the most jade Elmorian lord would have some time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you make me the exchange? Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then, we must pay a visit to Monsha Moa, my supplier in Rive. Come, it is just to the northwest of here. Sounds like someone's gonna try and steal our plan. Or Alpino's plan. First things first, attune. Next, we go talk to Musha Moa. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Musha Moa. This is my associate Knight. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not so long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Ladd, the short blue hair, no, he said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed... Confound it! Someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here for not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. So this Makote, this Makote dickhead, is trying to steal all the hard work. Okay. Nah, not having it, man. You're gonna get your ass whooped, and I'm gonna take that stuff back. Thank you. Search from the areas for the mail. So it's gonna be one of these, is it? There he is. There's the dickhead. Knight, any sign of him? You've a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good in his escape. I am going to cut this man's bollocks off. Alright, let's get this goddamn stuff back. I want to rip his guy's balls off. Come on.
There you are.
Give me the stuff back. Come on.
The thief who claims the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city.
No. Do that on your own whims then. Oh, still.
I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen.
Too bad.
No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea. Get in that way.
Well, do it yourself then. Don't steal from other people.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear. Must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Christerium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore.
Why?
That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
And stealing it is the only way you have to do it?
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmorans' interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
Alpha Node. You can't do that.
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Alpha Node, you're a good man, but no. He doesn't deserve it. There are better ways to do stuff like this.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best.
Nope.
We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
He's a good person. He's a good person. He can't help it.
I suppose not. Were a Stinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfido, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that? I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Interesting. Let's see what's going happening with this. I can't jump in the water? Oh. It's so much quicker. Go away, crab. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. It looks like he's very well dressed for someone from these lands. I thought for a certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay your kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal, I was invited into the Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, and grave sin in the Lord's vicinity. Within days they had brought me here before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know he soon would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrades into the God's damned ocean. From there, how were you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me, luck I suppose, though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous! And the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Vonerin passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first we should convey Tristan to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. A way into the city. Alright, we're going to quickly go grab the flying... It should be somewhere around here. There it is. You have angered me, therefore you die. Right, let's get this now. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Elmore, insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. But since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmor elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I am not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain this is your livelihood? We cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place. Not with that city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to the new lands and a new profession, and I'll keep you in my prayers from now on until my dying day. They say kindness is its own reward, but Tristol has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skills with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, or of course, but enough to play the role I would hope. As for you, if you don't mind taking a subordinate role, mayhap you could pose as my assistant. Then it is settled. All we need to do now is return to Gatetown and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. They truly are vile, aren't they? Bit cute too, though. Not gonna lie. There's some blues around here. Let's see what they are. What are you got blue? Quest sync. Thesis watches the path to the ship. So we need to do this one anyway. So I can skip that. Pick that up now. Because it'll just get flying out the way, so it's good to pick these up as we go through. Alright, so we'll go do this real quick, because I don't need to pay attention to the text, I can just do it real fast. I feel like it's a big deal doing it. Come on, you damn bird. Done. Aid this one? Get him out of the way as soon as possible. Thank you. I'm grateful to have you with me, Knight. Thank you again. Sir, I believe you had more tasks for me. So this is like a continued quest. Still here, are you? Yes, thank you. There's a Talos on mine that taking far too long to make its return. Probably, but busy tussling with some dim-witted predator. Go and see how it fares and cease off anything slow down. But all that are you mean that Talos? I'm interested. Dumb birds. So is this a Talos? Phew, I'm glad you were here. They must have burrowed it in beneath the plates. I know Luke implied the Talos was... damn it. Once upon a time, there'd be a line of these contraptions hauling materials down to the shipyard, step by ponderous step, which incidentally is how the slow road supposedly earned its name. But after Daedalus Stoneworks closed down some 15 summers ago, there was no one left to make or maintain their creations. One by one, the Taloses slowly fell into disrepair. This particular worker was damaged during that Stray Eater rampage, and it hasn't shifted a limb ever since. It was always Luke's favorite. Come, let us make our reports. Luke, Sir, Knight has cleared away the pests who were bothering your tellers. It should be left alone for the time being. Excellent news, but I expect he'll need a good polishing when he returns. The most troublesome ones are often the most endearing. Oh, sir. You've done me a fine service, thank you. Indeed, thank you, Knight. I never could have fought such creatures myself if I might impose upon you for the next task as well. Thank you again for staying. I honestly could not do this without you. So Luke, were there any more tasks you had for us? Just one last thing. I want you to gather some pretty flowers from the split hull as a gift for my darling wife. She went out for her usual walk but has not yet deigned to come home. I fear I may have said something to sour her mood. I understand. We shall gather a lovely bouquet for her. All night, will you accompany me to the Cape for some flower picking? This is almost pleasant, isn't it? Aside from the aggressive wildlife, of course. I should tell you about Sir Luke's wife. She was killed in the Eater incident, although I imagine you already suspected as much. They made such a sweet couple. Every day they would walk up this cape hand in hand, and she would gaze out over the flowers with this warm, content smile. Sir Luke himself has some training as a warrior. He would guard her as if she were a princess, and her gallant knight. I'm sorry, it's just wounds of the heart are slow to mend. Sir Luke is fit to serve as a mayor. There are none who care for the right, and its people more than he. The villagers are not, and I are certain that Sir Luke will. Everything's getting dark. Sir Luke will rise to the oceans. He just needs a little more time. It has been but a year, and we are all still suffering. Some seek to bury the misery beneath cheery faces, and others are yet trapped in the memories of the past. Sir Luke, I fear, is one of the latter. But if a bouquet of flowers is what it takes to help him work through his sadness, then I would pick every bloom from this cape. Will you give me a hand to find some of the prettier flowers? Pray think of it as a tribute to the deceased. Alright, let's kill this and pick some beautiful flowers for this man's deceased wife. Let's see what we have. Yes, these are beautiful. Thank you. Sir Luke will be pleased. Let's take them back to Stone Gazer before they get crushed in some scuffle. Might as well get this one done while we're here. Something I can do for you, stranger? Well, beat me with a hammer. Has it been that long? I was aiming to salvage the planks from this old hole, but she's given me more trouble than I bargained for. Bits of a waste to leave all the lumber lying round. Not much call for seaworthy ships since the light ate up half the world, you understand? So I reckoned it were better for a woodworker like me to put it to good use. These boards, though, they are so tightly joined I can't pull the bleeding things loose. Here, do me a favour and sprinkle some of this powder on the joints along the keel. I'll keep working on this end, and with any luck I can make some home before the wife stomps down here is fetching me herself. So he just wants me to put some of this on. Cool. That should do the trick. Powdered fire crystal is the best thing for melting wood glue, but just pour on a little water and the steam will take care of the rest. This ought to be a one-man job now, thanks to you. Oh, and if you could let the noises know, I'll be done within that hour. Then you'll have helped me out of 2 rough spots today. Alright, so we're gonna go do that one first, and then we'll go into the other one. Yeah, we'll go to the closer one first, innit? He's alright then? Well, that's a relief. Wright's had its share of trouble, and a wife does worry. What? He had you helping strip planks? The cheek of that man! Still, we're lucky his father taught him the trade at all, even if he uses those skills to take ships apart instead of building them. A woodworker puts food on the table, so I'm grateful to his family for keeping up that tradition. And I'm grateful to you for bringing me peace of mind. Please take this for your kindness. Nice. We made it, and the flowers are none the worse for wear. Sir Leek, Knight and I have returned with the banquet for your wife. The bouquet for your wife. Ah, splendid, thank you. Now perhaps she will come... She will come back to... Sir? Yes, forgive me, I have asked such cruel things of you. And I must apologize to you as well, Knight. My beloved wife, my dear neighbour, so many gone. After it happened, despair became my only company. I could not even save my closest friend when his torment was plain for all to see. I could never forgive myself. So I embraced this delusion, thinking that maybe if I tried hard enough, if I truly believed they were still alive, that the events of that day would fade away, like the nightmare it was, but I succeeded only in hurting those around me. I understand why you did what you did, sir. Truly, I do. You always were such a sweet child. I will place the flowers you brought on her grave. She would have loved them. As for me assuming the role of mayor, I am sorry, but I cannot give you a decision just yet. Take as long as you need. In fact, I might need a little time to recover myself. Knight, if you could please give me a moment or two. Thank you for your patience, Knight. Sir Luke still appears to be wrestling with his faults, but perhaps we can help him come to a decision. So I don't mean to press you, but might you have arrived at an answer to my proposal? Not exactly, no. There is another matter I have yet to reconcile. Would you mind sharing this matter with us? Well, it goes back to the day that the Eaters attacked the village. I was taking my turn as lookout here in Stonegazer. It's a duty we take very seriously. They say when the tower was originally built, in the time before the flood, they were worried about dwarves and mountain bandits, but these days... Yes, there is far worse prowling around, and I failed to spot it. The Sin Eaters which came that day did not appear at the other side of the monstrosities I have seen. From a distance, it simply looked like a person. I wanted to be sure before I rang the warning bell, but I waited too long. Many who could have fled died because of my hesitation. How could a man of such faulty judgment ever serve as a mayor? What comfort can I offer those whose loved ones were needlessly slain? None, but not whilst the abomination itself yet roams free to kill it again. You would take vengeance on our behalf? That is good, for we were powerless before its might. Should the Eaters show its cursed face again, then I pray you are... Oh no, I've lost connection to the server. What? No! 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 What are you doing? No. No, let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Oh, stupid server boot. How many times do I have to press it? How many times do I have to press it? How many times do I have to press it to get in the game? Ugh, okay, let's actually... Mm-hmm. I know nothing of the roads you have walked or the battles you have fought, so I can but echo what Siluke has said. Our prayers will be for your victory. Well, sir, you've heard nice words. Talk of vengeance aside, I do not believe the villagers either, living or dead, hold you responsible for the actions of that monster. And yet I cannot fault you for wanting to remain distant. Pray forgive me for pestering you so. Nay, 'tis I should beg for forgiveness, though you've lost as much as anyone. I left you to shoulder the burden of leadership alone. All will be with you, back among us again. Come, let us return to the village. As I've said, it's unsafe to linger out here for long. Knight, one last escort back to the right, if you would. My thanks for your protection, Knight, not to mention your unfailing patience. It is my hope that now Siluke has unburdened his mind to us, his heart will be the tiniest bit lighter. I, for one, feel ready to face another day. After all, I have my friends and our neighbors here to help me face it. Ah, there was that one last thing. I wanted to show you both, you and Siluke. It has to do with the White's traditional industry, if you were interested in taking a look. Oh good, I was worried you'd had enough of me. My last errand for you then will be to have a word with Siluke and bring him to the barley fields at the front of the village. I'll be here tending to the crops until you arrive. Ah, Knight, I am grateful for your understanding and the flowers you brought. My wife would have very much approved of the selection. Now, was there something you wished to discuss with me? Ulysses wants me there as well, does she? We had best head over to the fields then. This is what I wanted to show you. This barley crop right here. This was your father's plot, wasn't it? And you've been tending to it in his absence? Every single day I wanted to see his plans come true. His plans? Yes, he dreamed of restoring things to how the history books said they once were, before the flood ruined everything. Our village has long been known as a place as artisans. Even the name, the right, is a nod to all the craftsmen that once made their home here. In years gone by, it said a line of taloses would stretch down the road, arms bearing lumber, and the shipyard would echo with the calls of shipwrights hard at work. And when the day was done, they would gather here to share an ale in the village. My father, he'd hoped to brew that traditional right ale with the barley from this crop, to one day tap a barrel with his family and dear friends and raise a toast to the future. Siluke, Knight, will you raise a mug with me when that day comes? Of course I will. But Ah, but my dear, the land here does not nourish the crops as it once did. I fear it will be some time ere you'll ever have barely fits the ale you have in mind. In the meantime, will you help me with the rest of the Clifford's plans? The rest? He wanted things the way they were once when did he not? Then we must first recover from the tragedy which has versed us upon us. There is no simple solution, but I mean to do what I can to lead our community out of this mirror plot. Assuming you are still willing to have me as mayor? Yes, of course, sir. Thank you. I was sent to live out the rest of my life in denial, but you and Ulysses have opened the eyes of this old fool to what needs to be done, and for that you have my thanks. Now, I had best get to work. I have folks to talk to and plans to make. When you're finished here, Yules, I should appreciate your assistance. Feels good. Finishing that little story there. Well, Knight, I think this is where we finally part ways. Thank you again for all you have done for us. The people of Right will go on even under the weight of our sorrows. It might not happen this day or the next, but together we'll find a ways to make things better, to recuperate the prosperity this village once had. I look forward to when you next visit. With any luck, I'll be waiting to put a frothing mug of Right brew ale in your hand. Done. That was a nice little story. Sure, I didn't pay attention to the start of it, but it was a nice little story. That's a mech. Alright, let's get into the city then. Oh, here comes the jesters. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it's been for folks at our door. We've come welcome a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter or a blom. So come long and don't be slow, it's time to let your colours know. I can paint, portraits at least. Landscapes and still lifes are still rarely commissioned these days. Oh, I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces of your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. Oh, damn it. Aho! Ho! Fletchers of paint, both old and new. I too much love it. Oh, well, I missed that. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put those talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? Well, White Wisher, or Parasite? Why, this is my assistant. He's whose unfailing support allows me to flourish. I will go with him or not at all. Parasite, then. We shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. It matters not what to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to Elmore's sweet embrace. They're waiting for food. Oh, mercy me, the mole! We almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sacks ere we make our way back.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Okay. More shacks, alright.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear, moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as a resident. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through to the joyous hall. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and the occupation is a nice loud voice. The clerk will tell you where to go from there. Oh, and pay no mind to those old folks off to the side of the road. Much like the hopefuls in the gate town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If however you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time, but why waste another moment? Go enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. I feel like I've gone off the voice. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. Those look like dragoons. Welcome to Yulmore, fortunate. Friends, may I have your names? I am Alphanode, an artist, and this is Knight, my assistant. Oh, Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. We can forego the usual interviews and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Yulmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favour of Lord Varthrin, and the bonded who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve the patron in the capacity of which you were chosen, in your case painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general labourer. I see, and might you tell us something in the patron we are to serve? The two patrons actually Chai Nuzzle and Dula Chai, a mystical couple whom most refer to as Chase. I missed that. Now a moment please while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. Take these papers next door and submit them to the clerk. Once they've been stamped, you will officially be Elmorian citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. I just want to see what the Mayor of Umor looks like. I want to see it. I want to see why my brother and Ziad both said they look like him. What have we here? Alphinaud, artist, knight, artist assistant, employed in the service of Lord Chai Nuz and Lady Dulia Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it is best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before. Huh? Sniff, 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 sniff. Oh dear. You smell hideous! Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and soot and the musk of some unwashed beast. How rude. Proceed directly to the delusionary next door and scrub yourselves clean. Use whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away the stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Cornelia, the guard by the stairs will give you directions. Oh, this bitch is rude. What? Wait, I don't smell. I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. Man, that is so rude. We do not stink. Okay. I'm curious what this guy looks like. Show me your face. It's Sephiroth! Hey, Sephiroth! That's to meet you in 14. No, that is, his hair ain't long enough. Do I need to... Anything I'm missing here, or... Need to do something else in here, maybe? Or do I... Oh, do I need to use a key item? Yeah, I need to use a key item. Oh, you've showered and dressed already, have you? Is it not that is to say, it seems rather exposed for one's old ablutions, does it not? Hurry up and shower, Stinky. What What would Estelin say? Alize would have been drying her hair by now. There we go. Wouldn't she just? Very well. I shall endeavour to emulate her boldness then. Courage, Alphinaud. Well, that was bracing, I believe. The lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? You're looking to present yourselves to Chase, are you? Let me explain how the city laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top, on the other top, and the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and above that you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Elmore spend their days. So, if you want to find yourselves your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then, look for the Grand Dame Carla. They'll be there in the Likers Knot. Ugh, so many stairs. Well, look at that. Roses everywhere, lovely rivers. According to the message engraved in the base, special permission is required to use the safe net. Wait, so I can't just attune to it? That's bull. Okay. Okay.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy!
It's really big Makote woman, Jesus.
And hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Asshole.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this?
Oh my
is my
god.
assistant.
Alphinaud with this voice, with this this accent. And this is my assistant.
I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, We have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations. Once the picture has begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
This is different. Huh. Now can I attune? Please? Alphanos would seem new into exhausting. Now you've your opportunity to experience Elmore. I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls. Mayhaps such places are unusual, filled with colourful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with friendly visitors. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. Okay. Oh, my nose feels like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh god. There. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a little lost. Well, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. And speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant of your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realised I'd dropped my handkerchief. And now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you do see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget that silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Okay. Oh! Okay. Her attendant has started to fall off the edge. That would be a very gruesome death. Wicked White. That was too close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. The wind must have blown it over the edge. But luckily it caught on something I thought I could just stretch out far enough. You risked your life for a scrap of cloth. You must. It's not just a scrap of cloth, not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Yulmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. But there was so much more into this city than wealth and plenty. There is no war not here, no conflict. The residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me, and I can think of no other place in Kusa where I could possibly be happier. Cough. Sorry, I must have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet! I must return to her immediately! My attendant told me everything. I am so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. You value him highly, then? As if he were a member of my own family. I could not live the wonderful life I lead without him. When free citizens owe the bounded our unending gratitude. Mayhap if another society, our different standings would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Eilmore a most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes upon registration. All of our prosperity, financial intelligence, intellectual or otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and accommodates to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concerns of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people. Outlook, there are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you would excuse me, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I have not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. A tour of the city, is it? Then you really must visit the Beehive. It's always buzzing with activity, social humor. Anyway, a lady by the name of Tista B Tista Bay usually has her seat near the entrance. She will gladly speak with you on any number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Alright, let's open some of this stuff. It's worse than my current one. Also worse than my current one, okay. Welcome to the Beehive, my little drone, seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day. I can tell at a glance when folks are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering you see, it always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards to set you at your ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. It's simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor within reason, of course. Interested? Yeah, sure. Ready for the game of high or low, then? Good. Well, good for you. No time like the present, I say. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one or two of yours over, and flip the 2, and I flip 2 of mine. Okay. What's your call will your total be? So let's see. She has a 7 and a 2 there. I have a 3. I'm gonna go high. You're going with high? Then right, let's see what you've got. 14, 9, 14. Okay, so let's see. Oh, you joking me? By 1. Ball. Ah, sorry, honeybee, but this match goes to me. Yes, we will play again. That's what I like to hear. Let's shuffle the deck. Okay, so she's got an 8, I've got a 7 and a 5. I'm going to have to go with low with that then. She's got 2 quite high numbers. 17 and you have? Am I getting bored here? What? Oh. Yes, we'll play it again. Right. So we have an 8, she has a 10. Yeah, I'm going with higher. This is a higher. She has an ace. And you have? 15. Oh my god, she's beating me by 1 every time. This is annoying me. I feel, is this rigged? Right, let's see. Alright, she has 10, I have 4 on the board. That last one, I've got a 4. If I get... We're going high. Oh my god. Are you serious? I keep getting shagged. Oh my god, I'm winning this game. I don't care. I'm winning. I'll play. Alright, come on. Let's see. Surely I have higher. Surely. Like, she's got what? She's got a 9. I have a 5 here. She's got 10. I win. Okay, yeah. Cool. We win. Finally! I'm gonna do some betting on here. Congratulations! Your guess was right! Usually I concede a defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about the favor. Another match of high or low. Come, little honeybee will lead in divisions. Yeah, let's play. Come on, I want more. I want more. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip 1 over, I flip 2 of mine. Okay, let's see. Come on. What we got? What we got? Well, that's a lower. That's a low. I've got lower. Like that's a 17 right off the bat. That's 20. Oh yeah. Oh, that's just low. Yep, cool. Knew it. Well, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Yeah, after losing like 4 games in a row. Congratulations, victory is yours. And your prize as I promised. Come, whisper in my ear then. And don't be shy. Tell old Tista what she can do for you. That's all? How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vorfrey was born with the power to command them, which means no Emolian need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your itch still needs scratching, you might get a few words out of Aethra. Over there's naught but mercy. Merry sort likes more than the sound of his own voice. What's that? New to Elmore, you say? Gahaha! Only just arrived, and already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I am all for chatting, but you need to slow down and enjoy the life, my friend. I'll tell you what. You hop on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can give you our little talk. Are you serious? Oh, for God's sake. Okay. So I've got to go up. Oh, whoops. Okay, that's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Whistles! Now that's what was a show. You're welcome to clamber up on the stage anytime you like. So what was it you wanted to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it's today. The Amolian army was maybe the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. Things changed for us, around the 20 years ago now, when the old ruined son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see, turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Elamor. No longer any enemy to be feared. And yet, elsewhere, there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Pah, a toast to Lord Volvery. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. The Coast of Nod will be expecting a return. Okay. Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon. You needn't have hurried back. Young Alfred has yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told, or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. I've put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose in this satisfactory. Oh goodness gracious me! That's the last outfit was precious. That last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy. However, am I to decide? What happened to painting? I don't recall this part of the artistic process. Exactly, the lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work, for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know who will be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling, so shall we pick out some jewelry next? Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. But this obsession of hers works in our favour. The time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continuing your exploration. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layer below us and sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Okay. How do I go downstairs? There. Not there. Be this way? No. Where's the stairs? There they are. Alright, who am I looking for? Weeping Mom. Stop sniff. You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me. Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. It's my patron. Thinks I'm of no use to them, then. I need you to sneak out to the derelicts and describe my condition to Forage. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of mole to pay for his medicines. Please, I have no one else to turn to. Where am I going? Upstairs. No, I'm going up. Where is that? So, I'm here, so I want to go to the lower level. Okay. You need medicines, tonics, potions? A cure for ailing voice, is it? No, no medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her from the nest, I wonder, or simply silence her chirps? Oh, your face, you didn't know? Of the many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. The town of nightmares it is. Not for this ship's rats. Oh, no, no, no. I'm content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the tables. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my mule. Good day. So, if someone's not useful, they kill them? The fuck? Bam! What the hell? That's a bit overkill, don't you think? Can I use it, please? No, because I haven't attuned. Glory Gate. Did you get my medicine? So, no, that's it. What am I to do if I let me? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Oh, generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... So, you've been suffering all this time? I am sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needed fret. I'll not reward your hours of thrilling by casting you out into the streets. You are too kind, sir. But what use am I if I cannot sing? I fear the day I become more burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have a word with Lord Vonry and arrange for your ascension. In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness, will you sing your song ring out clearly once again, or mayhap you think it's a step too far? No, you would do that for me? Of course. Why would I almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instruments was waiting there to greet me? Ascension? Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocents and shepherd them upon celestial paradise. It is through Lord Varn that we learned this truth. It is through Lord Varn's grace that the three people of Elmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within that host, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Varn truly is a great man, isn't he? Now, if you will excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation for the compassion you have shown my precious canary. So, they're not just gathering souls, doesn't that mean they're killing them? They're feeding them to these Sin Eaters? What? What? Okay. So Sin Eaters are not only murderers, but they also gather souls to lead to salvation. Meaning that they're killing them. And that's a reward. Death is a reward. The fuck? Nah. That's a bit much, Chief. Like, no. It is good to see you back. You were taking so long, I began to worry something had happened. I've begun sketching on an outline for the portrait, but nay, the chairs appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So Lord Varnish boasts some manner of influence over the senators, does he? That would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. And as for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apocriphary and his ominous remark. If so, maybe many folk have entered the city over the years, then where do they go? I take my eye off you for one moment and you're chatting away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume that outline is done then? But what in the blazes? So it's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Overlord. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary of being a joyous union. It seems to me that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection! A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement! Now fetch a blank canvas and... Screaming men. I say, did that come from above? Oh, it's the jesters. Okay, let's get this Cockney accent on. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yes, the hammer of justice is poised to come, crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. A malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mention is part of the emergent, the level above us where the Lord Varney resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The crown lifts will take you up there. We had better not dawdle then. This seems bad. I want to see where this is going. Alright, where's the lift? So, I'm assuming I've got to go over here. Yeah. Joining the crowd up there? Yes, I am.
That's him. That's Vorthri.
If this is the Lord of Elmuel, I swear to God, if this is what I've been told I look like, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'll kill him. I'll kill him, I swear.
He's attended by sin eaters.
This is the Lord of
How does he
Elmuel.
keep them from attacking?
Dirty bastards. Dirty bastards.
Mercy. Mercy.
Telling me I look like this dickhead. I do not look like this dickhead.
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Yours is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Slit his own wrists?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
It is true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmor?
This is very interesting. First of all, I look nothing like him though.
Deluding child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain
I look nothing like this fat man. Goddamn son of a.
broken world of ours?
Oh, I'm gonna kick my brother's ass. And the end.
The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
People call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
An artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me of Yulmor. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
Fuck this guy.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk? I think so.
Did that little worm just insult me?
Yes. Because fuck you.
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all!
Bring it.
I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their...
Fuck you.
You look just like him.
Fuck you.
You look just like him.
You wanker.
Look.
I look nothing like him.
Split image. I could swear I'm looking at the
Looks
green-
like you.
I could
With
swear-
your fucking hair.
He has
blondie.
He has one tuft of hair on through his
Oh, do I have a tuft of hair?
No, but like,
Asshole.
You look more like him.
Fam, you got a belly on yourself too. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but not quite his. You do.
Ain't got nothing like his.
Well, it's closer to me.
Forgive me in my anger. I seem to have marched us back outside again, though it is probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Yulmore. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin-Eaters will find new allies in Kulsha. I will accompany you back to Crystarium. We need to regroup and think of a way. Kaishu, I have done you a grave disservice. You were hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in you accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It was me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused, you still stepped in and saved me. And now Lord Vonry wants us all dead. Why not come back with us to the Crystarium? I am certain we can find work for you there, if you are willing. No, that would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking, learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well, but you must promise you'll be careful. The Ilmorians may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. And you take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alpha Node. Lord and Lady Chai. What in blazes did you do? They have the entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphanode. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painting for me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you've begun. I'll speak with Lord Vonry and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I am sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More importantly, what could be done important than enjoying the days we have left to us at the fullest? Pray press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind to procure for me. One moment. Gasp, I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy, I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gates without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise. The outrage I witnessed must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. Well, that was something. I've been insulted by 2 people, and I've seen something terrible. And discovered terrible things. This is something. Screw this ship. There we go, nightmare will do. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavor. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice it to say, our plans for saving the First are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Varney and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. It is good to be back amongst friends in such company. I can finally turn my thoughts to the future. But here we discuss all we have learned and begin planning our next step. I think it's best that you visit Alize. Her familiarity with our Ariang will not doubt provide us invaluable insight, and besides, I know she is as eager to see you as I was. Bring a smile to her face, knight. Right. So, we have gone through the entirety of this Alpha Node bit, and I feel like that's a good place to end the stream. Honestly, I'm getting enticed with this gameplay. I'm interested to see where this story is going to go. Shadowbringers does seem quite interesting and everything, so hopefully it will get even better as we go along. But next stream, if I do choose to stream the next part of Shadowbringers where we go get Alize, we'll be going after her, obviously. But anyway, thank you so much for everyone for watching. It was a great load of fun. Screw you! And screw you, Ziad on screen, for calling me that, saying that I look exactly the same as that fat bastard. And I will see you guys on the next one. We're about one signing.